The physicians said, "We are obliged to provide this service on this tertiary level labor and delivery unit. You have to find the nurses to care for these women." At a nurse staff meeting, the majority response was, "You can't make us look after those people. It's a personal moral decision." As the manager, I felt squashed between the physicians, the nurses, as well as my own personal beliefs of the need for compassionate care for women and families. The service under discussion was the never to be mentioned, polarizing, ethically challenging space of termination of pregnancy for fetuses with thought to have congenital anomalies incompatible with life. Families who received this diagnosis were given basically two choices: termination of pregnancy before 24 weeks of gestation, or continuing the pregnancy with the knowledge that the baby may be stillborn or may die a few minutes after birth. What terrible news for families to receive. What a choice. Yuck. That's what this is for. Such grief that can't be shared with family and friends because of the stigma often of termination of pregnancy. After much thought and discussion, I sent out a call for volunteers for a small nursing team that would be the only ones that would provide care for these women and their families. 6 brave nurses stood up and wanted to be part of this important work. They knew the negative feelings of their colleagues. And at the same time, someone in Canada was going around killing physicians who were actually doing terminations of pregnancy. It seemed to be a risky time. This specialized nursing team was given some additional education about grief work, also some information and about caring for these women, what their specific needs would be, as well as an opportunity to debrief after each care experience that they had with a woman and their families. We became our own support group. Now, often what happens in usual nursing work is anytime a baby dies on a labor and delivery unit, the nurses are responsible for creating a memory box. A memory box is a really small, hand-painted box that contains the mementos of a birth: a blanket, a gown, a hat, booties, handprints, footprints, and pictures. And the families are given the opportunity, if they can't take it home with them on discharge, to come back to it at another time. One day, a family came in for this procedure, and as they were waiting at the desk to be shown to the room, the anger was just radiating off their bodies. They wanted to come, get it over with, get home, and carry on with their lives. They did not want to see the baby. They did not want the memory box. They just wanted it over. We nurses knew that that was probably not the best decision on their part, because unresolved grief can lead to disruptions in marital relationships, can lead to parenting challenges, as well as impact future grief experiences that are going to be coming. The procedure took about 36 hours, and during that time, the 2 nurses that were assigned to them made sure that they understood what was going to happen during the procedure, as well as some of the benefits that were involved with seeing the baby and what a memory box was intended to do. They were discharged without seeing or holding the baby or the memory box. They were gone. A week later, the father came to the desk wanting the memory box. They were going to go away for a weekend to process this event that had happened to them. The box, he thought, might help. 2 weeks later, back he comes with a huge Robert Bateman print. And on the bottom of the Robert Bateman print was a small plaque with their baby's name and date of birth. This baby had been acknowledged as a member of their family and part of their family experience. This was such a profound event for me that at our debriefing meeting with the small team, we talked about how nurses had made a difference to this family's life. Nurses, nobody else. The physicians held their usual weekly meeting, and I hauled that Robert Bateman print down and I propped it up on the table and I said, look at what our nurses are doing. They have made a difference to people's lives. And they agreed. Amazing. At a nurse staff meeting, I went in, told about the picture and how it was the nursing staff, when they least expected to, making a difference to this family's life and how important it was. I selected a prominent place to actually hang this picture on the unit. And each time I did a tour of the unit to new staff, new physicians, new residents, whomever, I would stop by that picture and I would tell them about how nurses can make a difference to people's lives. And now you too know that nurses and a manager can make a difference, even in ethically challenging spaces. Thank you.